Hello everyone, I'm Vasilios Lourdes, leader of the KNX Association Tools team, manager of the KNX software development. My goal today is to present you the novelties of ETS6 Professional and try to share my enthusiasm with you. So let's go through the major features of ETS6 Professional. ETS6 Professional is coming with a lot of changes in different domains, maintaining and further promoting the assets of KNX ETS, which are smart, secure, open. However, what is behind those slogans and what is the real value of those? Let's go through them and see how we have considered them in our implementation. And at the end of each slogan, we will summarize all its benefits for the users. Starting with secure. ETS5 Professional was the first ETS Professional version able to deal with KNX data and KNX IP secure devices. With ETS6, we further improve the handling of those devices in the projects, but we also support the KNX system extensions for safer KNX installations, easier topology scaling, and new generation of RF devices. Concretely, ETS6 is supporting segment coupler devices and security proxy devices, which actually bring a lot of benefits for the system integrators, allowing them to easier extend existing projects with new devices supporting security or RF devices. And all that without having to throw away their customer investment on KNX. So the segment coupler support, the most expected KNX system extension. Let me give you a short presentation about the segment coupler so that we are all aligned. So far, in KNX, we have been talking about areas and lines, and for simplicity reasons, we did not emphasize on line segments, which is a smaller entity within a line. However, seeing the market needs and the potential of visualizing and working with segments in ETS and consequently in real projects, we brought it to the spotlight. So a segment coupler is in fact a media coupler that can connect line segments together regardless of their medium type, with some constraints, of course. Imagine the following scenario. An existing installation has already KNX twisted pair devices in operation, which are mounted on the ceiling and of course in the cabinets, and they belong to a specific line, example given, line 1.1. If the building owner would like to make changes in the building structure and would like to install additionally some KNX RF devices, because it's not possible to pull KNX cable, then today that would require from the installer to unmount all the devices from the ceiling and open the cabinets in order to reprogram their individual addresses so that they belong to line 1.0, and only then it would be possible to add a new RF line 1.1. plus the corresponding media coupler. While with ETS6 and the support of segment coupling, the installer can simply add the segment coupler wherever on the line 1.1 and simply add the devices without the need to unmount them first in order to reprogram them. Marvelous! The next main system extension to be supported is a secure proxy. A secure proxy is again a coupler that allows plain devices to communicate with devices that operate securely. Therefore, this kind of devices is a perfect solution when retrofitting existing installations with secure devices without having to remove all the existing plain KNX devices and still have security on the newly added device. An easy example again, so that we're all aligned. Imagine a customer who has bought a new secure weather station and has to be added to an existing installation. With a secure proxy, the secure weather station can still be configured to work securely while being coupled to a plain shutter actuator, example given, to move up the shutters in case of rain. In this case, the secure proxy handles and ensures a secure communication between both sides, the plain and the secure one. The next main system extension to be supported is, and actually one very important system aspect, is the RF multi, the new generation of RF devices. Those devices come with several advantages, such as mandatory security support, easy configuration since all the frequency settings are automatically set by ETS, and of course, all the runtime capabilities of such products come from a product entry created with the manufacturer tool. So the ETS users do not have to differentiate between a twisted pair and an RF device when it comes to configuration. So, to summarize the benefits from the system extension support, we can identify two main use cases. The easy scalability of a KNX installation by using segment couplers and secure proxies, as well as the support of an enhanced generation of KNX RF devices. Smart. ETS6 is smarter than ever. How is that reflected to the software? Let's have a look. Living in the Internet of Things world already, we had to adapt not only our behavior as human beings, but we also had to adapt our software so that it meets the today's and tomorrow's requirements, providing a seamless user experience when working with ETS. One of the major improvements in the window and panel handling enhancement. ETS6 Professional is able to run in multiple window instances, making it thus possible to have two or more ETS instances at the same time, which as such can be very useful in case someone wants to check and compare data, example given within a project or between multiple projects. If you see here in the thumbnails, you can see that there are actually 3 ETS instances open. Then another big improvement that we are introducing with ETS6 Professional is the really flexible way of the tab handling. As you can see, a tab can be maximized, which then creates a new tab within the same ETS6 instance, and then it can be dragged out of that instance, creating thus a new ETS6 instance. Later on, if needed, it can be dragged and dropped back to its previous or another ETS6 instance and get embedded in that instance. I'm pretty sure you already know what that is. Yes, it's the nice green KNX dongle used for ETS5 and ETS5 apps licensing. If I would ask you the question, how many times have you forgotten your dongle and you only realized it when you reached the construction site? I'm pretty sure that most of you would answer a couple of times. Okay, easy and common. How many times have you looked up for your KNX dongle? Okay, I'm stopping with the questions. ETS6 comes with a new licensing model, which supports cloud licensing additionally to the dongle-based licensing, with the possibility to even work offline for a couple of hours in case there is no internet connection available. That means that we will no longer need to ask the previous questions to you. Why? Forgotten KNX dongles is something from the past. Switch to cloud licensing from within ETS6 and continue working until you have your dongle back or you have a new dongle. Do you already have a KNX dongle from ETS5 and you want to upgrade to ETS6? Great. Then you may use it to license your ETS6 as well. Talking of licensing, it shall be quick and easy. Nobody wants to read manuals and guides on how to license the software. It shall be intuitive and without many steps. Generations change, and we have to be ahead of the evolution and not behind. Therefore, we took the biggest licensing step we have ever taken as KNX. We are actively linking on demand our tools together. ETS6 is going to connect to a MyKNX user's account to fetch any available and suitable license for the software. And here is what you actually see on the screen. Connection to MyKNX, fetching the licenses, selecting the correct license, and run. Continuing with the user interface and the user experience topics, we indeed have done a complete redesign of the dashboard with which we're trying to answer the obvious question of our users. What do I want to do with my ETS now? And the answer is, I just need to open my last edited project and start working. Of course, there might be more answers here, but this is the most obvious task of an ETS user, and that's what we have to provide him with in an easy and intuitive way. We added a lot of additional metadata, such as project cover picture, project type, project tags, project icons, and so on, that will facilitate the users to quickly find and access their projects. Furthermore, because the projects do not only live in the local project store, but also in the ETS project archive, and having seen the big potential the archive comes with, we're also enhancing the project archive as well. Features that may look obvious now, but were not in the past, will now be available to all ETS users as standard functionality. Moving projects in the archive, synchronizing projects with the archive, etc., will now be possible. To approach the average user, and not only the experienced ones, we are simplifying the use of the project archive as a backup functionality, and for the experienced users, we're introducing the extended collaboration features that allow users to work on a project with multiple people, not at the same time, of course. And again, those come for free with ETS6 as standard functionality. The last item from the user experience topic concerns the software updates. We put a lot of effort on providing newer, improved software versions with a lot of new features and bug corrections. However, if you, as ETS users, are not aware of them, then we lost the battle. That's why ETS6 is coming with an intuitive and very prominent update notification that cannot be overlooked. It can be skipped if needed, but we don't want that. To ensure that no update, critical or not, doesn't matter, is never missed again. To sum up the benefits of being smarter than before and learning from our experience, we're facilitating the project handling to quickly access the projects, either locally or in the archive. We're introducing the cloud licensing and an easy licensing workflow, as well as we're making software updates more prominent and seamless than before. KNX is open, so does its software, ETS Professional. ETS is supporting the KNX IoT system, allowing KNX installations to be even more open to the rest of the non-KNX world. Even today, ETS appends semantic information in the most project elements. With ETS6, we are welcoming the era of IoT, and we're extending the semantic information which is appended to a project with standardized information provided by the specific KNX IoT working group, which is a standardized solution across all our 500 KNX members. An exported IoT project is going to have all the necessary information that needs to be passed to a KNX IoT third-party API so that a plain KNX installation can be interoperable with any third-party client which will exchange information with a building. Example given, a weather forecast API service could inform the building about upcoming sunshine so that the building can then itself self-adjust the energy consumption and switch its electricity source from the grid to the batteries of its solar panel system, since the upcoming solar energy could replace the consumed energy part. Or a geofencing API service could inform the building that the owner is approaching so that it can open the garage door once the owner enters the geofence around the building. Furthermore, with this KNX IoT third-party API, new business opportunities are opening, like building management services which take care of the individual consumption of the building. Example given, after 10,000 hours of operating the boiler, gets an offer for having it inspected for its maintenance. To sum up, thanks to the KNX IoT, we will be able to provide the standardized IoT solution so that the pioneer of home and building control is again ahead of the evolution and allows even more non-KNX systems and services to be seamlessly integrated with KNX installations. Do you want to see more? Yes, Project Workplace. We have redesigned it and we have implemented the breadcrumb navigation with the possibility to go back and forth either by clicking the buttons in the breadcrumb or by using the keyboard buttons or even with the mouse buttons. Browsing to a KNX project behaves like an internet browser. Link with dialog. Besides the panel and window handling, we have also given the necessary focus to the actual work that needs to be done with ETS, which is, what else? Linking group objects with group addresses. At first, we are empowering the link with dialog with suggested group addresses. Next, we migrated the two tabs, create new group address and use existing group address, into one, so a user does not need to know or remember the current group address structure. Furthermore, we're going to support multiple group object and or channel selection on the device as source for the linking, whereas the target could be a function or group addresses for each object. So a bulk linking of group objects with group addresses will be possible with ETS6. One of the strong and key elements of KNX is backwards compatibility, and we are proud for that. With ETS6, we still remain loyal to our principles. With ETS6, it will still be possible to configure and use existing certified KNX devices with or without plugins. Furthermore, we maintain the ETS app and DCA compatibility with ETS6 as long as the apps have been built against the latest ETS5 SDK. By that, I would like to close my presentation about ETS6 Professional novelties. Thank you very much for your attendance. Bye-bye.